Yo, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to another video. I know I haven't posted in a while, but this video I'm gonna show you how to pick a good concealed carry weapon and how each one is gonna be different. So the only thing I do not have is I do not have holsters for each firearm because I only carry one specific firearm at the moment. Reason for that is muscle memory sake, getting used to that recoil and stuff like that. So first of all, I'm going to show you I'm legally able to conceal carry. Right here's my Missouri concealed carry. I'm not going to show my information, but this I got. I got this September 24th of 2021. So right when I hit that age 21, I wanted to get my concealed carry. So I'll go over why I did that in another video, but I'm going to go over the different sized firearms you can get and why I chose the one I chose. So first I'll show you a couple. So this is my latest pickup. It is a M&P Shield 45, is the M2.0. It is a single stack. So what that means is there's only, instead of it being two bullets on each side, it's going to be one singular bullet. And this one right here is a 45 ACP. So it shoots this guy. I can show you. Right here, I can show you kind of what that looks like. Hold on. So this is what this looks like, right? It's a single stack. Everything's clear. However, that's what that bullet looks like right in there. So it's quite a big bullet out of a small gun. Now, so this is going to be that subcompact size. There's different sized pistols out there. There's subcompact, compact, and full size. I have one of each one. I have a subcompact, which is this bad boy right here. This is my latest pickup. I wanted a cheap 45. This was like a $450 gun. Next up, we have is the compact. So, as you can tell right off the bat, this is a double stack. Like I said, that means you get two bullets that go evenly. So I will show you. This right here is the FN 509 compact. I have a video of me shooting it at the gun range. Sorry about that. It's not Rona, I promise. I have this. This is what I shoot at the gun range quite a lot. This is my fun little shooting gun. It takes 9mm, so that's the smallest bullet out of the three I'm going to show you. It's that double stack action. It holds 12 plus 1, so or 11 plus 1, something around that line. Then it came with a 15-round extended mag as well as a 24-round extended mag. Fun gun to shoot. Little to no recoil compared to that 45. I'll go over recoil patterns. Recoil patterns on each one. So this is going to be the 9mm. It is that compact. So I went over my subcompact, which is the biggest bullet pistol round I carry. We've got this bad boy, which is the 9mm. That's the smallest caliber round I have. And now we're going to move on to the firearm I carry every day right now. And this is the full-sized. So as you can see, it's a full-sized Glock 22 Gen 4. This is it right here. I do have hollow points loaded up in there at the moment because I just got home. So, yeah, I carried this with me today recently. So, it holds 15 plus 1 double stack. Like I said, it's a double stack. Double stack usually you get more ammunition out of. But yeah, it's my full size. This is one I carry every day. It does need a good cleaning though, because I do take this to the gun range quite a bit. Because it's my everyday carry, I might as well master the muscle memory. But yeah, So this is the full size. It's the 40 S&W. So it's that nice little in the middle between the 9mm and 45mm. Well, 45 ACP, but you know, same. It's a 45 caliber handgun. But yeah, I carry this. So as you can see, my finger basically just hits this, and then you get an extra pretty much almost pointer finger right there up to here. So this, I believe, is a 5. I don't know the barrel size, but it's nice. It's got I promise I'm not going to flag you guys or myself. So it's got the 3-dot Trigicon system. I don't know if you can see, but it's got night sights on it. So they glow green in the dark. I thought that was a good idea. So that's my 3 handguns I currently have at the moment. My next purchase is probably going to be a Desert Eagle or Ruger 5.7, but that's for another video. So I'm going to compare the 3 in my hand. So as you can see, my finger pretty much almost meets the barrel. And it's that single stack, so my hand pretty much wraps around it. You have this one right here, which is the single stack, which is the subcompact, I call it. Then you have this one, which is the compact / subcompact. It's still technically a subcompact, but I call it my compact because it's a double stack. As you can see, it's not as big holding around. And my Glock 22, which obviously is double stacked as well. So now we're going to go over bullet size and why you should pay attention to that. So, like I said, these are my primary handguns right now, or firearms that I use. Each one has their own purpose. Sometimes, you know, once I do get holsters, sometimes I want to carry the 45 ACP, or sometimes I want to carry the 9mm FN. I chose these 3 brands, S&W, M&P, FN, and Glock, because they're usually more on that reliable side. Now, of course, FN is going to be probably the most expensive brand I have across all my handguns besides my AR 9mm, because FN doesn't make one. And then we have Glock is my second highest quality, and then the M&P Shield is kind of it's not the highest quality, but it's not the lowest quality. It's a nice little middle ground situation. So I'm going to go over why I chose these to have in my I guess inventory or armory, whatever you want to call it. So here's the thing about concealed carry, right? If you're just getting into firearms and you have your concealed carry license, but you know you don't have a firearm yet that you want to purchase, my personal recommendation would go 9mm first. I say that because 9mm ammo is generally cheap. Well, right now it's not cheap, but generally it's the cheapest round you can find. Let me see if I find 9. It's basically this guy right here. This is a step up from the 22 Wind, or 22. Pretty much what happens is, I'll show you. So this is the actual bullet, and then you have the casing right here. So 9mm is always a good start if you don't have any handguns and you want a handgun to have for concealed carry. I'd recommend 9mm. Now, if you do have a 9mm but you want a bigger round, my next recommendation would be to go with the 40 S&W, only because the 40 S&W is kind of like the middle ground between the 45 and the 9. It's got the speed of a 9, but it's got that impact of a 45. Now, it's not going to be the exact impact or speed, but it's a nice hybrid bullet. And then finally, I would go with a 45 ACP. 45 ACP, reason I say that is because 45 ACP is going to be the biggest round. How it works is the 9mm is going to be the fastest round. So it's going to have the most penetration out of all of them. Then you have the 40. Then you have the 45, which is going to have the least penetration whenever you have to use it. And I'll show you the 40 S&W bullet. However, like I said, different occasions count for different things, right? If you're using it for home defense, right, and you don't have, and you only have handguns to choose from, my recommendation is always to go 45 ACP, because what happens is, let's say you have neighbors or you're in an apartment complex and they allow you to have your firearm or whatever. 45 ACP will have less tendency to go through the wall like a 9mm or 40 will. It's got less of a velocity but a bigger hit. The grain is much higher, meaning that's the weight of the bullet. The grain determines the weight of the bullet, so it has the most grains out of the 9mm and 40 and 45. It has the most grains, and it's got that bigger bullet too. So when it expands bigger, meaning it slows down quicker when it hits whatever, the body or whatever. For home defense, I recommend the 45. The other way I recommend a 45 is, I wouldn't recommend it for everyday use, but what I would recommend the 45, a normal 45 is a double stack. This just happens to be the single stack. So this holds 6+1, unfortunately. That's the only bad part. So the other reason you want a 45 is, let's say you're in a very crowded area, right? And the last thing you want is to go somewhere that's crowded. Like, let's say you're going to the grocery store or to like a very busy convenience store. 9mm and 40 are great, but the problem is the penetration aspect. Let's say a bad guy comes in, right? He's got a gun and he's pointing it right at you. Specifically you, right? And there's a group of people behind him. The last thing you want is to hit the body and the bullet to still go through. Now, yeah, it's going to expand, but still it would possibly go through someone else. So that's why the 45 is a good option, always a good option, but it's a good last option. Like I said, you want to go mainly 45 for home defense. If not, everyday carry, use it for like a very packed space. Now, there are negatives to a 45, specifically a single stack compact or subcompact. The recoil, since it's a bigger bullet and a smaller gun, it's going to have a lot more kick. So you have to really go to the gun range and practice the recoil management, because the problem is the follow-up shots. Most of the time when you use it, the bad guy's not going to fall the first time. Or the second time. I might have to put 3 or 4 bullets into the bad guy to get him to stop. Because when the adrenaline kicks, your body kind of doesn't sense pain. So it's just a scientific fact that the body kind of absorbs the pain and it just wipes the pain away. And then when you get the equilibrium and you're bound and the adrenaline's over, then you feel the pain. But a bigger impact, the body will feel that and it will drop. The problem comes with follow-up shots. Very important. Follow-up shots are a major reason why I don't carry a 45 with me at all times, is because I know, like, I can control it, but it takes a good 2-3 magazines of ammunition to learn the actual recoil management. Whereas the 9mm and 40 I can instantly after that first shot at the gun range, I can instantly control the recoil type of thing. I'm also less accurate, because I guess it's a smaller gun, less accurate with the 45 than I am with the 9mm or the 40. It's just the way it is. Smaller gun, it's going to tend to have less accuracy. That's just the way it is. Even if you use your sights, I've never really had a good day shooting this at the gun range. And I've put 250 rounds into it and probably hit the target maybe 125 times out of that. It's one of those things, like I said, follow-up shots are very important in a situation. You want to be accurate, but if you miss, the last thing that you want to do is shoot like this and have too much kick to it, to the point where you're missing every shot you hit. The whole point of a carry is to protect yourself and those around you, mainly yourself. If it's just a matter of life or death, and they want to use the weapon against you, and you don't have those follow-up shots under control, and he has, let's say, a lower caliber or even a rifle round, where the rifle pushes back, it doesn't kick up, it pushes your shoulder back, you're pretty much gonna pay the price. But like I said, for home defense, cannot go wrong with a 45 ACP. You just cannot. This also got that 3-dot system too, so yeah, that's the only problem with 45 ACP are those follow-up shots. So now we're going to move on to the 9mm. Why I recommend the 9mm first for Conceal. Mainly, I don't have any hollows in 9 because, I just don't. But this is your classic 9mm. A hollow is just basically, instead of it being a solid bullet, it has a little hole in the middle which expands. 9mm is probably the best everyday carry you can have besides a 40. Only because, like I said, ammo keeps getting better and better each year. That's the problem I have with the 40. I'll go over why I like the 40, but I also don't. 9mm ammo right now is extremely hard to find. You can find a lot of defensive ammo, but gun range ammo, not really. And that brings me to the point where it's really good, because even a compact or subcompact, compare this to the big old 45 ACP, the bullet has a lot, less grains in it. Or, hold on. I don't know how the grains work. All I know is it's a lighter bullet. It's got a smaller bullet in diameter and stuff. So, the pros are follow-up shots are so much easier with the 9 than it is with the 45. In the compact, subcompact world. Now, obviously, a heavier gun, the recoil gets compensated, yada, 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 etc., etc. You know how that goes. But I say this because instead of it going like this, it goes boom, 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 boom type of action. I don't have bullets, I'm not going to shoot in the house. But with the 45, it tends to go up higher. Even with this, your hand tends to go up higher. With this, very minor. If you have a good grip on it, which I can show you, I'll go over grips and stuff, but you want to have your thumbs like this. You can just have your thumb wherever you want, but you kind of want to have a nice grip on the firearm. So it'd go like boom, 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 boom. You can see my shooting video of that. It's just very slight, and that's the best thing about 9mm is, first of all, a lot of 9mm you can get a lot more ammo out of. This is a subcompact. Well, it's technically a compact, but it technically qualifies as subcompact to me. It's a hybrid to me of a subcompact and compact, because it is double stacked, so it's not a true subcompact, but it's got that barrel length of a true subcompact or compact. I can kind of show you the differences. And as you can tell, they're very, very slight differences. Very, very slight differences. So this is technically a compact. So like I said, with the compact, you're getting a double stack or a single stack. You can get that, yada, yada, yada. The main thing is you get a lot more ammunition out of the 9mm subcompact category. I just don't have any subcompacts to show you. But you get a lot less kick, as well as a quicker bullet. So quicker doesn't mean anything. It just means it's going to penetrate better. But for everyday use, you know what I mean? This is your best bet to go is 9mm. It's just one of those things. 9mm ammo is alive and thriving. Most people aren't making 45s like they are 9mm. I mean, look how many 45 ACP options you have to 9mm. There's so many 9mm compared to 45. That's just the way it is. Now, there's still a decent amount of 45s being made, don't get me wrong, but compared to 9mm, it's night and day compared to different manufacturers and, what they produce. But yeah, so that's a 9mm. It's technically a compact. I'm going to call it the compact, because it is a FN509 compact tactical, or technical compact, or whatever you want to call it. So basically, like I said, follow-up shots are a pro. I guess the accuracy is also a pro, because 9mm and this size gun is going to be a lot more accurate than in a 45 ACP in a subcompact or even compact. You'll be a lot more accurate, and you have a lot more ammunition to shoot at one time in a magazine. It's just the way it is, basically. But now the cons to 9mm. The cons. Ammo is hard to find with a 9mm. Yeah, it's crazy. There's a lot of companies with 9mm, but the problem is finding that ammo. I'm having a lot easier findings with 9mm self-defense rounds than I am with FMJs, which is Full Metal Jacket, which the hollows are every self-defense round is usually hollow or some kind of special design, but mainly hollow point. And FMJ, it's a lot cheaper. It's range shooting ammo, basically. But yeah, that's the cons. The other con to me is the penetration of a 9mm. Like I said, it's going to have the most speed out of the three calibers I'm showing you, the 45 and the 40. It's going to have a lot more speed because the grain is a lot lighter. So it's a lighter bullet, meaning it's going to go faster. So the faster the bullet goes, yeah, it's going to impact, but the faster it goes, the longer it takes to slow down, basically. It hits something, it's still, let's say the bullet, right here, right? It hits, it's still going to, it's not going to, like, push the enemy back. It's basically just going to go through the enemy easier than a big 45 ACP bullet would be. And just to compare the two sizes with you guys, we have the 9mm right here and the 45 right here. I did this. I kept a casing of a 9mm 40 as well as 45. The 9mm casing fits right inside a 40 casing, and a 40 casing fits right inside a 45. So that's kind of like the difference is the casing's smaller, so it's a lot less of a bullet, but it's a faster bullet. So like I said, with the 45, it tends to be like here. It might push in a little bit because the heavier bullet, meaning the bullet's going to hit and it's going to lose a lot of that energy. Whereas a 9mm, yeah, it will lose the energy, but it'll take a lot more, flesh or whatever you're shooting at to lose that, whatever you call it. But I'm rambling on way too much. And now we're going to go with the conceal carry I carry right now. Now, I would not recommend carrying a full size. The reason for this is I'm 6'3". 6'3", 6'4", 240-ish pounds. I'm not a fat guy. I'm not a skinny guy. I'm kind of in between. I still have a little bit of fat, but I'm not like obese or anything like that. But if you're less than 6'1", or if you're just on the border of 6 foot, I would not recommend going with the full size. Only because I can kind of show you right now. With the full size, right, it's going to kind of appear like this. So as you can see, it's bulking out a lot more. So let's say you're grabbing something, you're twisting, it's going to show a lot more. Compare this to a compact, right? As you can see, it's much harder to tell. And then you compare this with a subcompact, which is going to be like this. So I would recommend a subcompact. 100% a subcompact to compact. If you're a smaller guy, I can get away with a full size because I'm a taller guy, I'm a bigger guy, so, I can easily conceal one of these. I can't conceal it on that side carry, but I can conceal it with the abdomen carry. And I prefer the abdomen carry Because the last thing I want to do is, let's say I have to get through a hole, is go through people and then my firearm, which is supposed to be concealed, rubbing against someone else or, an object, and then possibly the shirt coming untucked or whatnot, and then people know I have a firearm, and then they get nervous. But in reality, that's why there's concealed carry versus open carry. I'll go over all that in another video. This is going on way too long. Basically, this is a 40 S&W. The reason why I chose 40 S&W for my second handgun is ammo availability compared to a 9mm or 45 ACP. I didn't have a 45 ACP at the time, but I knew I was going to get a 45 ACP one of these days, and I finally got one for a price I was willing to pay. The problem with 40, the problem is a lot of companies are not making, there's still a lot of companies that make it, don't get me wrong, but rumor has it the next 5 years, like 2 or 3 or so companies will pull out of the 40 S&W game and focus more attention on development of the 9mm. I say this because the FBI used the 40 S&W for a while. In fact, they were the ones who kind of pushed the 40 S&W. Because they went from the 9mm, which at the time 9mm was crap, to the 40. And then the 40 was a good, choice of ammo. Because, like I said, it has a hit of a 45. And then the casing close to a 9mm. So it's, an in-between. It has close to the speed of the 9, but the hit of the 45. So it was perfect for law enforcement and etc. But now that 9mm ammo is so much better engineered, right? It's better engineered, meaning there's more versatility with it, and it's a lot more of an accurate round compared to the 40. In fact, the 9mm now is better engineered than the 40, because I guess they stopped trying to improve the 40, because the 40 was what they used for a decade or so. It was the perfect round, and they stopped needing to engineer it. Now they're working on the 9mm, and they keep improving it. And then the 45 has been pretty much the same. If not improved, just minor. But 9mm is the future. It will be forever. So that is why I would not recommend a 40 S&W as your first handgun for concealed carry. Only because the ammo might be an issue later down the line. And you'll need a backup in case you can't get the ammo for it. Now, the same reason I went with 40 was because I can find ammo on the shelves easier than I can find 9mm or 45 ACP. Reason is, like I said, not a lot of people are shooting 40 S&W anymore. Yes, there's still lots of people who conceal carry a 40 S&W, like the Glock 23 is basically the compact version of the Glock 22. That's a very, very popular model Glock. 40 is not dead, but it's slowly starting to die off. Every single 2 years, it's slowly starting to die off more and more and more. But the best thing about it is if you own one, right, and, they stock the shelves, the ammo shortage, 40 S&W is way easier to find, at least range ammo, than it is 9mm or 45. It's just the way it is. Another pro, like I said, is the recoil management. Now, I haven't shot a compact or subcompact 40, but I'll tell you this much. It's nowhere near the recoil control easeability as a 9mm, specifically this one, which is crazy, because this one weighs more than this one. So, this compact doesn't have nearly as much. To me, this compact has more recoil because it's a smaller weapon. So, smaller handgun. I hate saying weapon, but it slips out. But the thing is, 9mm has a lot easier follow-up shots than the 40 does. Like I said, the 45 is so difficult to control, I would not feel comfortable every day using a 45 ACP, especially a compact, subcompact as my concealed carry, because follow-up shots are so important. Like I said, this has 15 plus 1. That's another benefit for full size, is you get more ammunition. Like this, goes like this, and as you can see, there you have it. However, 40 has a little bit more of a kick, but honestly, it's not bad compared to the 45 ACP line of stuff. Even I've shot a 1911 before, and that's had a lot more of a recoil pattern than this 40. So those are the pros. As follow-up shots, yeah, they're not going to be as easy as the Glock 17, which is the full-size 9mm. But honestly, it's not a horrible way of doing things. And the best thing about the Glock 22 is, let's say you don't want to shoot 40, but you want to shoot 9. They have a barrel that converts to a 9mm system. Basically, what happens is, as you can see, the barrel, how round it is, right in here. I'm not going to flag you guys, but right in here, see how it's a little more hollow compared to the 9mm? What they do is they basically sell the barrel of a Glock 17. Well, not the barrel of a Glock 17, but it's basically the same size barrel, but it's not as hollowed on the inside. So it's essentially you're shooting a Glock 17 barrel, but yet, it's a Glock 22 size diameter barrel with the inside being a lot smaller of a hollow carving hole on the inside. So that's kind of my 3 handguns I choose. And for instance, this is a Glock 17 in waistband holder. I shouldn't have gone with this, but so as you can see, it goes in well, clicks, but it's hard to get out because it's not 9mm. It's 40. Those are my 3 recommendations. Recommendation 1, go subcompact or compact. Recommendation 2, go 9mm for your first one. Then maybe venture to 40, then 45. But don't start with 45. It's just a little excessive to start with. There's really no reason to go 45 for an everyday concealed carry. Go 9mm. It's a lot of gun for the purpose you're using it for. Now, 45 is a fun gun to shoot at the gun range, I'll tell you that much. Especially out of the gun, people always walk by and say, that little ass gun shoots a 45? It's fun to see people's reactions to a small gun being shot. However, 9mm is the way to go. Don't go full size unless you're built like a bigger guy or you're just a bigger guy in general. If you have small hands, don't go with the full size. Go with the compact. You have better control. Honestly, those are my recommendations. Those are my 3 size. You have the full size. You have the compact. Then you have the subcompact single stack. So those are the 3 categories of handguns. Choose which one you feel. I always say shoot a gun before you purchase it because, renting a gun might be, $30, $40, well, you have to get the ammo. But if you have the ammo and the gun range lets you use your own ammo, that's great. But generally, if you rent the firearm, they require you to buy their ammo. It's kind of weird, but I guess the way for them to make money, I guess rental's like $5-10 for the firearm and $30 for the box of ammo. If you're thinking about it, you would buy a box of ammo with the firearm anyways. So you're saving a lot of money going around and test firing the firearm of your choice. I will say, none of these 3 firearms I have here, I test fired. But I love all of them equally. I'm just not the biggest fan of the M&P series, to be honest with you. It doesn't feel quality, but I only paid like $470 for it. So, yeah. And then I love Glock. I wanted the 40 S&W, and I wanted the full size, so I got that. And then I got the FN 509 compact from a trade. So, yeah. That's why I recommend go compact for your first firearm that you use for concealed carry. Then you can kind of venture out to the different calibers, and when you feel comfortable with each caliber, you can move up or down, whatever you want to do. But yeah, that's the whole Conceal. It's a longer video than I wanted, but it's very informative about helping you guys find which firearm you like better, size-wise and caliber-wise. I'll go over more of the kind of like the differences of the ammunition between a rifle round and a pistol round. I want to pick a box up of 5.7 by 28 just to kind of see the difference between a 5.6 and a mini, whatever you want to call it, but that'll be a different video. But I hope you enjoy this little face reveal, I guess. The angle is kind of weird, but it's the best I could do. Yeah, it's this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one, I guess.